Greetings all and welcome back to Globbits Gaming Channel. This video is all about side scraping. It's part of my series of how-to videos. I've kind of done them before, like I've said already. What I'm trying to do here is this isn't for the completely new people that are in the game. This is more designed among you more average, less experienced players, try and get something out of it and try and learn some of the basics of the mechanics. From observations I've made in game, really. I mean, I've noticed some players just do not get certain mechanics in the game. For example, the subject for today is side scraping. A lot of people really do not get how to side scrape and have an understanding of what to do. The first thing I advise you to do though before you watch this video is go and watch my armor mechanics and angling video. Alright, and it's basically a video that describes how angling affects armor, because that's basically what you're trying to exploit with side scraping. What side scraping is all about is for tanks like the E75 that are flat boxes that don't have a lot of predetermined angles. They have to use side scraping and manual angling, as I call it, to achieve better effectiveness with their armour. The easiest thing to do here, guys, is just to go straight into Tank Inspector. So we're not going to talk about it anymore. We're going to go straight into Tank Inspector. Let's go right now. Okay, I haven't made a mistake before you all start crying in the comment section. I'm going to use the Tiger II for this. Now, the E75 is one of those tier 9 tanks that's absolutely broken. It's got very, very fantastic good armour. Now, side scraping in a Tiger II. It's one of those tanks that we're going to be using in Strongholds, so I thought it would be a good idea to include it in the video. So, frontal hull armour, or sorry, side armour, okay, of this tank is, at best, 80mm. It's got 80mm of front side armour, and also 80mm side turret armour. Now, as you know, at tier 8, pretty much any gun in the game will go through that if it's presented flat on. So what's the general idea of side scraping? Well, the idea of side scraping is you need some sort of solid cover in front of you. Don't worry, we'll explain it all in a training room video in a minute. And basically, it's ideally done around buildings and rocks, but you can do it in pretty much any situation. You can angle and side scrape. Now, what you do is you minimise the amount of your tank that the enemy can actually shoot at. Okay, and what you actually present is very difficult for them to penetrate. Now, if we go, for example, say this kind of direction, imagine there is a building here. There's a building cutting off. Let's turn the turret of the tank, actually. Let's turn the turret to about where we can actually shoot effectively. There, let's pause the turret there. Okay, so what I'm doing here then, this is, I wouldn't say the ideal angle. The guys amongst you that know how to do this properly are really, really good at it will say this angle's wrong. But what does this actually do? If we reverse around a corner and just present this, what it does for us, it makes this armour on the side an auto ricochet zone. So what you do is you can shoot at the enemy tank like this, alright, and still be able to shoot at him, alright, with your cannon, which is there, and all you give him is 217mm at the front, your side turret arm, which is an auto ricochet zone, your frontal mantlet, which is the strongest part of your turret, which is 185mm, and your side armour, which is basically an auto bounce zone. Even no matter what gun is shooting at you, it will automatically bounce. This allows you then to fire your shot and retreat back into cover. He's probably going to aim for the weaker spots down here, your drive wheel, but it doesn't matter, because if you get tracked here, he can't penetrate you. And this is the basis of side scraping. It works with a lot of other tanks as well. One tank I did want to show you was the T150, and this is for my guys that play Strongholds. T150 is also a very good side scraping tank. If we put him in exactly the same position, okay, this also makes him an auto ricochet zone. Alright, and your frontal armour is a little bit weak there. Alright, but your gun is facing right about here, so they're going to have this area here to shoot at. The side of your turret, which is 208mm. You hide your weak spot, which is your nipple on top of your turret. You can shoot your gun mantle if you want to, which again is okay. Down low there, it's not that great, but at the top of it, auto penetration area. But more importantly, side armor equivalent 240. You name me a tier 6 gun that can go through that isn't firing gold. Yeah, but as you go further away, yeah, it's going to be an auto bounce zone. So it also works with lower tier tanks as well, even with tanks that haven't exactly got a great amount of. In fact, it's got better side armour than a Tiger II. Jesus Christ, I didn't know that. So there you go. T150. Strong Russian vehicle. Strong Russian. It even works with light tanks. Now, the problem you're going to have with light tanks, let's pick the, I don't know, the American T-37, for example. That's another tier 6 tank that we use quite regularly. The problem you're going to have doing this in light tanks, it still works. Let's just pick the T-37. It still works. However, what's going to happen here is this tank has got sloping. All right, this tank will not side scrape because its armor is sloped inwards. And even if you get it at, try and get it at an auto ricochet point. Yeah, not quite. Even at 74, yeah, this is just going to go straight through. So little light tanks like this can't really side scrape. And I see this quite a lot. A lot of light tanks try and side scrape around corners. Only thing it does is hopefully your tracks will eat the shot. You really need a decent amount of side armor. Let's have a look at another tank that we can say is really good at side scraping. Let's not go German. Let's go for 110. 110 would be really good at side scraping, I would have thought. Pretty effective at doing it. The only problem is with the 110 is you leave this flat part here. So it doesn't really work very well with tanks with piked noses. This rear part here is also ricochet, but you're giving them this nice bill-nosed area here. So let's have a look at the IS-3 just to hit this point home. IS-3 is not very good at side scraping frontally at all. It's better than, you know, driving out forwards. You'll get this bit of troll armor here, but they can get you on your pipe nose here. Alright, they won't shoot the side of your turret, but they'll shoot you here. But then again, actually side scraping in IS-3 is not too shabby because this side armor protects you. So maybe I might be eating my own words here. Yeah, so the IS-3 is not bad at side scraping at all. The best thing to do with an IS-3 is actually to reverse side scrape and hide your bill nose. What you basically do here is I'll just turn the turret around and aim it around about here. Just let it turn. So the idea is here, I'm not getting the angles perfectly here, but you point your gun at them like that, okay, and it doesn't matter what they shoot at, okay, they cannot penetrate any part of your side armor whatsoever. So this is reverse side scraping in an IS-3 101. It's very difficult to achieve because obviously your controls are reversed. You can reverse the controls in the settings, but basically you don't give them anything to shoot at. All they can shoot at, you draw a line from the left hand side of the gun as we see it. They can probably shoot this little bit here. They can overmatch this at 20mm, but yeah, they're going to bounce off the side of the tank there. So that's the generic thing of how to side scrape. What we're going to do now is we're going to take you into a training room and show you how to actually achieve this. So we'll do that now. Right then guys, side scrape exercise. Chris is in his T150. Give us a wave. There you go, he's waving guys. He's waving. What we're basically doing here, this is the general gist of what I was trying to get at in the actual start of the video. How you want to angle your tank is exactly how Chris is doing here. Now, he's not exactly perfect, but if you look at the way his tank is displayed here, I can only see the side of his tank, the cheek of his turret. He's even decided to hide the weak spot, which is a really good idea. He's decided to hide his cupola. Now, this is one of the things about the T150. You're best off side scraping with your right side showing because you lose the weak spot on top of the turret. Now if I shoot the side of his turret here, if you stay still a minute Chris, yeah, I can just about penetrate, but what you would normally do is you would turn your turret slightly more towards me Chris, yeah, to give me more of an angle, like so. Okay, now you can bust through the turret in this thing on the cheeks, I think, pretty much exclusively. Can you penetrate my turret cheek? Yeah. But you've actually knocked out my commander. What we're trying to do here is to demonstrate the side armor. So we're going to take a couple of shots at his side armor. Now normally people would aim for the drive wheel here. Yeah. But as you can see there, I just took his drive wheel off and he's hemmed in place. And then I would just punish his side of his turret right here. But if I go for the side of the armor, auto bounce. And what he's going to do is, like he's doing there, he's going to keep jinking and moving. And when he's reloading, he's going to drive straight forward and cover as much of his tank up as he can, even hiding his turret. So he's only really going to pop out and shoot. And I'm going to drink at the same time. Try and throw off his aim. Yeah, we'll just keep doing this, Chris. Just keep doing this a few times. Try and outplay each other. Now what I want to do here is I want to track him in place. Leave him there, and hopefully my reload will beat his repair skill. So I'll keep jinking. And then, no, his repair skill's back up again. He fires out, takes a shot. Bounced off his turret. He's making the job difficult for me. And we just keep doing this. And this is how we side scrape play. You know, I'm trying to coax him out into taking a shot. And he misses, what gives me an advantage. He then moves back in. I can't actually hit him yet, so I'm going to have to wait for him to come out. Take the damage on the chin. I'll push back in again. And so on and so forth. Yeah, he misses his shot. Are you deliberately donking those shots, or are you actually trying to hit me?
I was aiming for the side of your turret.
Bounced off your hull low. Mistimed that shot. Turn my turret slightly. Oh, no. See, I'm at a disadvantage here because you can shoot my turret. You can shoot my cupola. Coming out a little bit further. Take the shot. Whack up the turret.
Optics repaired.
Actually show you my gun, man. That might be better. Try and coax a shot out of him. He's sat there waiting. Oh, I managed to turn it out. You bastard. Alright, that's the basics of side scraping then. That's basically what we mean by the term. Okay, so what we decided to do now is we brought out the big boys. Okay, we brought out the E75s. Because I didn't realise, me and Chris both discovered this, you can actually overmatch the... oh, Chris is waving again. Look, he's waving. You can overmatch the side of the turret of a T150. So those of you budding T150 drivers out there, yeah, your turret's a weak spot on the side. Your cheek can be penned by an equal tier tank. Problems. However, you can't do that in an E75. Take a pot shot. So, this is probably the ideal position to be in on an E75. I can shoot Chris down the lateral line of the building here. Alright, he can just about get my front plate. But in order to come out and get my front lower glacis, he's got to reverse out, go out as far as he needs to. There you go. Which means I can pen his lower plate here. And all I have to do here is just drive forwards to cover it completely, and there's no way you can see it. So all I have to do is reverse back very slightly, and then bang. Yeah, take that shot and penetrate the lower glacis. And this is basically how you want to play E75. Now, one thing I did want to demonstrate is how to actually approach the corner for side scraping. What I tend to do, I try not to drive at the tank so it can see me. What I want to do is I want to drive slightly... Ow! That scared the shit out of me. Drive at the building, and what you want is your... Whichever side drive wheel you want to side scrape from, have that as close to the building as you can, like this. And what you can do is carry on driving forward and turn your tank in reverse, just like that. That's how I get into a side scrape position. And what you can do from here is you can just adjust yourself slightly each time. Shimmy yourself along, like that. And adjust yourself gently. And then pop out, take your shot, pop back in again. Pop out, take your shot, pop back in again. And if we had a bit of a game here and play this, we'd be here all day. We both decided we'd be here, with me and Chris, we'd be here all fucking day trying to kill each other. Alright. You can also, in this vehicle, you can also reverse side scrape, as you can in IS3s. I can't be asked to go get my IS3 out. You can do this in an E75 as well. If you get caught out backwards, you can actually reverse side scrape, just like this. Do the same thing. Now, you have to be aware that all of your controls are reversed. So backwards is now forwards, right is now left, left is now right, and it's quite difficult. You can change this option in the in-game settings. This is what we mean by reverse side scraping. Now, like I mentioned in my video, one of the tanks that really does benefit from this... Ow. Where did you penetrate me there?
Your butt.
My butt. You penetrated my butt.
Yep.
Alright, okay. Let's try for a bit of a duel here. Let's see if we can manage to track you. But no, one tank that really does benefit from this is the IS3. I haven't mastered this art of reverse side scraping just yet. But I don't think you can actually pen me there, can you? No, there's no way at all. My backside is actually inside the building. Just drive around here a second, Chris, and look at this. Just drive around and have a look at this at 45 degrees. My ass point is actually in the building. So there's Wargaming's mechanics for you straight away. So that flaky bit of the outside bit there might not be a hitbox if that's allowed to go into the building like that. Yeah, so that's reverse and forward side scraping. Alright. I really do like the new HD modelling on the IS3. It really does look sexy. I like the way they've changed the frontal muzzle brake as well. So that, guys, is basically side scraping in a nutshell. It's quite difficult to achieve effectively, but you can greatly increase your chances of bouncing those shots, because the idea behind heavy tanks and tanks of this nature is to basically deal damage and take damage, but try and bounce as much as you can. The idea is not to die for your team, it's to make the other team die for theirs. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. That age-old quote. It's not about making the other guy die it's about making the other guy die for his country rather than you dying for yours. So yeah, I hope that helped somebody. If it did, great. Leave a comment below, say thanks. If not, well, what can I say? I'm no expert at this game either. I'm just trying my best. Alright, take care, guys, and I'll catch you next time. Bye now.